Hey everybody, so today I wanted to start a new video and do a little bit of a get ready with me type thing, but I wanted to showcase some new products that I've picked up over the past week or two, especially because two of them were kind of like Instagram and YouTube videos sold me on them, and I've had a chance to try them out, and I actually think they're really good products, so I wanted to show those to you as well. So let's get right into it. Currently my face is clean. I just washed it and removed any hair that I didn't want on there. My facial issues are the following. One is I'm starting to get like hormonal time acne breakouts. My zits tend to be little zits. So I have one right there, right there. I also have discoloration in my cheeks from past acne scars. Also I have some like little red dots. That's from most likely gluten intolerance, that I have been eating gluten and I shouldn't be. And then I have shadowing from having facial hair. And so I also have really dry skin. I especially have dry skin right here. So I'm going to start off with my favorite moisturizer. This is Hanalei Aloe Soothing Gel. I have switched a little bit of my skincare to doing some stuff by Wexler, which is sold at Bath & Body Works. But my understanding is that they've stopped selling it, so I'm not really wanting to recommend that to you because you can't get it, and the only place you can get it is on Amazon for way jacked up prices. But I've been using their all they had left was their anti-aging products. So I had anti-aging cleanser, a serum, and a moisturizer, and I like all of those. The only thing with the serum is that it creates kind of like a greasy texture, which I don't mind at night, but doesn't do well for sitting underneath makeup, so I'm now only using that in the nighttime, even though it says to use it twice a day. And I'll try to pop in a little picture of those. But again, I think you can only get them on Amazon now for really expensive prices. So the very first item I'm going to use is foundation, and that's one of the ones that I bought recently that I'm really excited about. It was an advertisement on Facebook, I believe, though I've seen it on YouTube. It's a company called Glam Girl, and they sell a product called Fuera Foundation. When I went and looked at it, they were having like a super sale, so I got it for pretty cheap. But it is something that ships from China, and it took, I want to say, 3 weeks to get to me. And I didn't know, what to think of it. It was advertised as a soft matte finish and full coverage. So let me get it out and show it to you. So when I went on the site, they had multiple shades you could pick from, and they told you if the undertones were pink, neutral, or yellow toned. I chose neutral undertones because I do have like pinkish parts obviously to my skin, so I didn't want that, but I also have kind of sallowy skin at the same time. So I got the 102 nude, and then I also got 104 buff beige, and obviously this is the warmer darker color, this is a lighter color. And so far I've been mixing the two, but I do think it's slightly too dark for me, so I'm just going to try using just the nude color today and see how that goes. It feels like a second skin, which I already felt pretty good about my foundation I was using, the Makeup Forever. However, the Makeup Forever really highlighted any dry skin I had, whereas I feel like this one doesn't show my dry skin. And I like that I can use so little of it and get a bunch of full coverage. So I'm just doing one little pump and using a beauty blender. I also first tried this with a brush, and the brush applied it well too. So if you prefer brush application, that works. I just found that the sponge gave a little bit more coverage than using a brush. So like, just look at that compared to the other side. Crazy. I'm gonna do one half just so you can see it. And I would say so far I've been using one pump per half of my face, and then going in afterwards and using like a half a pump for any like trouble areas. I wore it yesterday to hang out with my sister. I told her that I liked my new foundation. I asked her what she thought, and she said that she felt like it was more smoothing on my skin, because I do have fairly textured skin in terms of like old acne scars and things like that. So she was impressed. And I want to say they maybe sell concealer, which I'm kind of interested in now, and I might have to go look into. I will also say I noticed that they sell this on Amazon, but not from the same company, so I don't know, you know, if that's legit or not. It still looks like it's going to take a long time to ship, no matter where you buy it from. Okay, so this is half a face with Foera. A good bit of the discoloration gone. Good bit of my dark under eye gone. What I like is that it is soft matte, but it's slightly luminizing. This part is my trouble area. I would go back over that with a second run of it. And I'm using the lighter color. I would say that's probably right for me right now. When I start getting a little bit more warmth and tan to my skin, I'll bring back in the second one. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side. Again, just one pump. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my trouble area one more time, which is this. So you can see it covered that pretty well. I mean, obviously I have an indentation because I have a double chin, but yeah, that was 2.5 pumps, and that was my full face. It's definitely blank canvas at this point, and I need to add other colors in it to create face shape. So I'm gonna remove the leftover. When I went to go pump that second pump, or that third pump, I accidentally did a full pump. But okay, so I found that on Amazon as well for like as low as $3. Kind of worried if I were to buy it off Amazon just because I know it's fine coming from that Glam Girl brand. But I think this is going to last me a really long time because of how little I'm using compared to the stick that I was using, which was $43. And I think I got both of those. I think I paid $15 for both of these. Now, they were on sale, and again, I could buy it on Amazon for cheaper. But I'm impressed, and right now, like in person, it looks pretty good. You know, it looks like I have makeup on. It's full coverage for sure, but it doesn't look dry. None of my dry areas look cakey. And the true question is what happens when I start putting on like powders and stuff on top of it, because what would happen is I would put on my old foundation, and then by the time I left, my chin would just show all the dry skin. So let's keep going. For contour, I use the contour kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Unfortunately, whatever they use to protect the thing just looks horrible now, but I always use this middle color, which I've used a lot. This color I messed up because I put something wet on it. Oops. I've been using this bronzer by Revolution called Golden Days for a long time. I probably need to pick up a new one. But I've been using a brush that just can't seem to like apply it very heavily. So I am going to instead apply it with a Sonia Kashuk brush, which is a little bit fluffier. And so I'm hoping it doesn't create as dense of lines as my old brush was doing.
If I could hear my father's voice, he would tell me to.
Okay, I think that was softer in the way that I want it to be. Next, these are some products I'd already been using. Next, I tried the NYX matte bronzer, and this has more of a red tint, so I'm trying to use it a little bit more like blush.
Drinking wine until the dawn.
And then I'm going to use a Sephora Colorful Blush. This is in Sweet On You. It's a very like peachy pink color. Also, I'm not a beauty guru, so all my makeup actually looks used. And I always like to tell people, like, I put it on heavy and then I'll brush it out. So like if I look slightly clownish, I'm okay with it at the moment. I'm gonna let it sit, get into my skin, and then, you know, make it look a little less clowny. So one product that I bought recently that I did not like, I'm always looking for concealer, especially for under my eye and for my chin area. I bought the e.l.f. concealer because it was on clearance. I bought it in Ivory, but I really didn't like it because it had such a pink, when it went on it did not go on smooth. But also, it's very pinky colored, especially considering, like, that's really tan and the color is Ivory. So yeah, this feels more like color corrector compared to what color it said it was. So that's not going to be used by me. Next, I'm going to do my brows. I still currently use the Anastasia dark brown little pomade pot, dip brow pot, but sometimes I also change this up and do the L'Oreal stick, which is something that a friend on Instagram told me about, Kelena, and I do like it, but sometimes I struggle with applying it correctly as I say that and apply this horribly. So, you know, I like to go back and forth depending on kind of what mood I'm in. For some reason with like makeup, there's just days where I'm into different textures or like, I don't know, different moods for what's going to go on my skin. So I tend to go back and forth between that. I like to use the e.l.f. brow gel, nice and cheap, $2 at Target, and gets the job done. Okay, so before I apply any mascara, and I don't really wear eye makeup very often, I'm going to brush out and, you know, chill out the edges of the different things I put on my face. I feel like that foundation does really good with kind of accepting the different things I put on it. And then I'm going to do highlighter. I like to use the Glow Duo. I like both sides of this. I use the bronze for my eyes and this for highlight. I prefer this highlight on just my nose. It's just very subtle, not too much. And then I received this in my FabFitFun box. It's the Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brightener. And I use that for the corners of my eyes. And up in my eyebrow.
Easy.
and you know, anywhere else I decide I want that. Okay, so I had been having issues with my mascara getting like really dry at night and irritating. So I have tried other mascara brands and I just hate them. So what I thought I might do, this was on clearance at Target, so that's what kind of spurred me by it, was try a lash primer and see if that helped it. This is a Big and Loud lash primer. I already have pretty thick and long lashes, so I didn't so much need it for that, but I wondered if it would do a nice like protective barrier for my lashes, and it does seem to be the case. Like I haven't had that moment since using it where I'm just like crusting off my mascara, which I tended to do in the past as soon as I got home from work. So I like this. It's white and it has a very thin brow wand or eyelash wand, and when you put it on, you can't, it's pretty, you know, you don't see it too much, but it does go ahead and help kind of put a little layer on your lashes. And for those wanting thickening, it definitely thickens at the base. And those for wanting length, it does add a little bit, a tiny bit to length. I don't notice anything like too crazy or exciting with it. But so far so good. And then I use a voluminous Feline in Black is Black. And it has this kind of like plasticky bristle.
Leap of faith, run with me. Clouds go by and the sun is set high.
So this eye is my favorite. It's a straighter lash, and so sometimes I have to use a curler, but it's nice and long and fanned out, whereas this side is like super curly and harder to do because of that. I almost always get some on my eyelid, so I'll just go in there.
Be brave.
This set is definitely harder to get because they're so curly. When they're so curly that at night I'm conscious of how I put my face against a pillow. I try to like fan them outward, like push downward to lengthen them, but they are just a curly bunch and I don't know why. They're so curly they bend in on my eyelid and you can't see how long the lashes are. So it's actually very annoying. So with this eye, I can just, you know, apply mascara outward because I'm fanning out the lashes. This line I have to almost apply inward because otherwise the lashes are completely curling outward. So I'm trying to like separate them. Okay, so finished putting on all of the powder stuff that I use on top of the liquid foundation I tried. Like typically by the time I was done, if it's winter time at least, my entire chin would show all kinds of like dried skin and it looks fine, and so I'm really happy with this foundation. So far everything I've found that I've put on top of it works. It seems to last all day. I'm also going to try on this Urban Decay All Nighter spray, long lasting makeup setting spray. I want to say I got this in like an Ipsy bag or something. It's not spraying very well. Ooh. I think this might be getting low. Okay, not spraying very well. Nix that part. For lips, I'm going to use my everyday thing. It's this e.l.f. Lipstick. I don't know what kind of lipstick this is. Regular lipstick, but put in a really thin tube in the color Praline. I find that like just doing one lip is good because it can get pretty dark. And then I tend to smooth the edges. Almost everywhere I go, people ask me what this is. $3. Super comfortable, all day wear. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you is this. This is another product that I was sold to from probably Facebook. Facebook gets me more than I guess the rest of them. Now I will say, the one they were selling on Facebook was like $65. Because I had already, you know, bought into and then Googled and Amazon for it and saw that it was a lot cheaper online on Amazon, I went and looked on Amazon. This is kind of like a brandless one, but apparently there's a Revlon type like this, as well as a more expensive brand. So I want to say this one was like 20 something dollars. I have used hair blow dryers in the past that have brushes attached to them. With fine hair, I find that these are really helpful in getting volume and smoothness, so I'm already okay with it. Some people would not like the idea of their hair that's wet being pulled by bristles. This one does have more spaced out bristles, and the idea of it being bigger, so the one I currently have is like probably this narrow. The idea of it being bigger, giving you more height, seemed like a good idea. I've used this twice and I've liked the results, so I'm gonna use it for you now and show you what it looks like. So it does have 3 settings: low, middle, and high. Low, I think, is low heat, not low speed. Medium is a more medium speed or blow amount, and then high is obviously both. I use high.
Just got up, something's wrong. I waited up, wounds on my...
For those wondering, that took a minute.
Flickering through memories, the Polaroids yellowed in the sun, longing to be seen. So come and hide with me, hide with me, hide with me. Come and hide with me, hide with me, hide with me.
I think that's a pretty good amount of volume considering how thin and fine my hair is.
Stars are bright, they call you up.
Okay, so that took 5 minutes to do my hair. Now I will say this, it definitely gives volume. Something that I forgot to do is use heat protectant. So you can see where I have breakage. I did not get my hair cut for months, and I've damaged my hair. I especially damaged my hair because I wear my hair up when I sleep sometimes. So I don't have the healthiest hair and I have a lot of breakage. I use a heat protectant that is kind of like a smoothing heat protectant, and it does help these little hairs. But yesterday it did good enough that I didn't feel like I needed to use a straightener or anything, and I could just go out, and that was the end of it. And I do have like a cowlick here that I would probably always need to straighten, just because it lays like it's literally crooked right here. But yeah, I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed with the height I get, because usually my hair when it's straight is like this. So I do think I need to look into kind of like root lifting products, because I want to be able to maintain the height after I blow dry it. So I need to find something. Again, if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. The last thing I want to show you is one of my Christmas gifts that I had shared on a previous video. And that is this Parkwind Pro Beauty. And it's one of those devices that comes with a common like stick holder, Parwin Pro Beauty, and you can affect, you know, what the temperature is, etc. from this, and then it locks into different heads. So the ones I've tried so far is this like really thin head. Obviously makes very tight curls, think like Shirley Temple curls. So what I would do is like curl it, and then as soon as I curl it while it's hot, I hold it down straight, which tends to give it a tight curl but a longer wave. I've also tried this, which is like a very odd shape to me. Haven't really made sense of it yet. What it basically does is it forces the curl to only have like 2 turning points, and so it looks like a kind of a beachier wave, but the wave happens like way down here, and it fell really quickly. The other one I've used a lot is this barrel, which I love the curl it gives, but this doesn't hold, I mean, this has like a lot of room in it, and so it doesn't hold like thin strips of hair. And again, with someone with fine hair, like that happens pretty often. And I've noticed the curl falls a lot with this one as well. I'm not sure if I just don't have it hot enough, because I tend to use a curling wand on my own and the curls always stay. The curls definitely stayed when I use this. So like, what is it about this that's not allowing it to do it? My guess is that the hairs just aren't as tightly held against the heat. I haven't tried all of them yet. The other options is like a thinner barrel that has a clamp, a mid-sized barrel with a clamp, one of these kind of barrels. I'm guessing it gives you like wider and tighter curls, and then one of these where, you know, it goes from wide to tight, or however you want to do it. So what I think I'm going to do is actually use this one because it does give me my favorite look, and then I can still show you what it looks like, and hear your thoughts. Because it is, I feel like, a different curl than when I use my curling wand. Alright, so when you put the head in, it has a certain area that tops in, and then you turn this to lock it, and it clicks to lock, so you know that's fine. Alright, so now it's down to 430. Let's try it out. I always find this side to be much easier to do than the other side. But like, even with this much hair, I can tell that like it wants a thicker amount of hair, and I don't have a thicker amount of hair.
If I could hear my father's voice, he would tell me to move on. He would say I'll be just fine. Yeah, he would tell me we have time, time to laugh and time to heal. Our favorite song is on repeat, drinking wine until the dawn, knowing soon we'll be back home. Ooh.
Okay, so I turned that off and I'm setting it in the back to cool. That because it gets so hot, definitely unplug it until you use it. So yeah, so you can see like some of this falls really quickly. That doesn't happen with my normal curling wand. However, I do think it's like a pretty, you know, it's pretty in your hair. That kind of curled but somewhat straight. Wow, I need hairspray there. Over here, again, this is going to fall. I'm not going to touch this yet because it's still hot. But, well, I'll touch it fine. Okay. So, you know, it's going to be, I don't know, somewhat wavy. I do think it's pretty. I've definitely had better curling wands, and I think this has convinced me that the clamp is so annoying, and I'll pretty much stick to curling wands from here on out. I might take a straightener right here where my hair is bucking out a little bit, and then I might need to take some hairspray and a smoother to this area, because having like done my hair up like that, it's just really like, you know, all of these are just really sticking up. But otherwise I think it looks pretty nice, and my foundation and makeup still looks good. So I'm very happy, and I hope you enjoyed getting to learn about these new products. If I come across any good new like beauty finds, I will be sure to let you know. Let me know what you think about the ones I tried out, and if you have any suggestions for me, I'd love to keep trying new things, especially concealer and root lifter for my hair. Yep. So I will talk to you later. Hope you have a good day. Bye.